Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Roll20 Presents The Burning Wheel. We just spent the whole break. I spent the whole time just making shitty Gaul puns at chat. So if you're
I
watching
mean,
this,
really, it was like a third of the break.
it was the entire time I was in my chair. So
All right,
it
all right.
counts for the whole thing for me. I'm sorry, but also you're welcome. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you dodged a bullet
You
from
missed out
me.
the gall on the gall puns.
Yeah, yeah. God, now I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
don't worry.
asterisk and obelisk. Remember that?
Right?
Did you guys read that
Yeah,
that comic
That
when you were
was,
yeah.
kids?
yeah, I read it in French
I
because,
so did I.
yeah,
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 me
yeah.
too. Yep.
Asterix et Obelix.
Is that a comic, Dave and Blue Jay? You familiar with that? Did you have that when you were a kid? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's like a weird French comic.
Yeah, but we
about-
just
Comic? What
we
weird
just
French
assumed it was like current news in France.
it's a French comic about Rome and Gaul in the whatever whatever era that was in. I don't know that period well enough. It's
I
just
don't-
about some funny barbarians.
I don't think so.
We had it in our
Yes.
libraries because it was a French comic, so you could convince kids in French immersion to read it. and
To
learn
read it, yeah.
French. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we had it in history too. Just 20th century.
Oh, it's Belgian. All right.
French politics.
It was
There you
in
go.
French. Thank
There you go. We read it in French.
Willonk. Belgium is basically France, right?
Yeah.
So,
Low blow to Belgium. Damn.
hey, I didn't say Belgium is basically Germany.
That's true.
Um, so, before we alienate our entire European user base, anybody from Luxembourg want me to take shots at you? Let's take a look at another scene of some social upheaval. I think this scene we fade in and we do the TV back from the commercial fade in of like the sound before. So there's a sound of arguing, like loud arguing, bunch of different voices shouting, but like you can't make out the words they're saying. The subtitles would just be like rich shouting. And as we fade in, it is a meeting of the Seeds of Silver. They're in like a tavern, like a beer hall somewhere in Carpathia. And basically, it's divided into two groups who are yelling at each other about something. And then there's the banging of a gavel to get attention. And we see someone we haven't seen in a while. We see Charlotte Vanderberg, who's like yelling like, quiet everyone, and like everybody's like mumbling and quieting down. Lodovic, you have been invited to attend this meeting. And Charlotte says, so she, once everybody kind of like calms down a little bit, she says, you have to understand the reasons that I've put this forward. Carpathia is a lost cause. And there's like more like, oh, but I've put so much money into blood, and like everybody starts, and she like puts her hands out like, please. Discretion is the greater part of valor, but it's also the smartest move in business. We've taken risks and they haven't worked out. There's no point in sending more good gold after bad. We need to cut our losses and leave Carpathia behind. And then more shouting and yelling. And she looks at you like, back me up here, Lodovic. Like, because everybody else is just rabble. They're all just like chiming in, and none of them are PCs. So if you would like to like say something to get attention, you can, or you can just let her continue to make her point.
This is not what I wanted her to be saying. This is the opposite of what she said last time.
Yep,
Okay.
she has changed. She, like many other people in Carpathia, has changed her mind about this country.
I am unfortunately disappointed to hear that this is your take on the situation, Miss Vanderberg. The fervor and passion that you showed in our previous meeting towards your past course of action was inspiring, though we did not agree at the time. To hear you give up now, I'm a little disappointed.
Your disappointment is not a salient point here, Mr. Axter. We cannot mark your disappointment on our ledgers, which I might note have been portending doom for some time. And while some of us might be able to eke out a profit in whatever unpleasant endeavors we're undertaking, the rest of us, legitimate business people, have to make a decision that is best for the Seeds of Silver. And I put forth to the committee that it's time for us to return to the Federation while we still have gold in our pockets.
I understand. It's very important to stay above water in these difficult times. And I suppose if that is the way that it has to go, then. I know I've had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I'm still invested. But even if the guild is not entirely, I don't think you should have to or be forced into staying with this so-called sinking ship.
So my question for you, Dave, as a player, are you willing to concede that anyone who wants to leave Carpathia can pack up all their shit and go? This would negatively impact your resources and your ability to operate here because you need these people around because you're connected to them.
I want to buy all of their stuff cheap because they're leaving.
Okay. Let's. So I feel like there's a duel of wits
I will bail you out.
piling up
You can
here.
leave. You can have this stuff.
Okay, let's
But I'm going
just
to keep it.
let's just call that your statement of purpose. Like, if you're so eager to bail, you can sell your stuff to me. And she's like, no, hold on to like your assets and like be smart and get out. Also, she doesn't want to see you get all the good shit and leave.
Well, yeah, this is the thing. If everyone else leaves and Ludovic can get their stuff relatively cheap, and then the place bounces back and Carpathia's stuff's sucking so much, it's going to be incredibly rich.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do it. This feels like a duel of wits to me. She is expressly saying one thing, you were expressing another, and it's important, I think, very much to both of you and to your relationship with her because she wants to leave. So her statement of purpose here, her case is Carpathia is doomed, and it's time to just like pack everything we have up, liquidate what we can, and go. Take our assets and go. Don't leave anything here. We can rebuild elsewhere. This business experiment has failed. So what she's putting forth, and really she's not dealing with you. The two of you are dealing with each other over the fate of the Seeds of Silver.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. All right. So Charlotte, pack it all up and leave Carpathia. That is her jam. She wants that.
Yep.
With all our stuff. Okay. And then your point, help me phrase this. What do you want to say, Ludwig?
Yeah. My point is, let me continue the gamble. I'm upping the stakes.
I like you're shaking your head at your own like gambling metaphors. Like, what other things can I say here?
Yes. No, let me take on the failing businesses and continue the attempt by myself.
Okay. So let me take on the endeavor. Is this like I will buy all of your stuff and you can leave, or is this let me run the show here alone, and if I fail, it's on me? Like, how altruistic are you trying to be in here? Like, what do you, if you win completely, they will fuck off and not get anything later? Is that the plan?
Yeah. If ideal situation, they bail. If it goes well for me, then I get to keep all the glory because I.
Right. So there could be a concession we could come to that was like, we'll stay invested. You run the business for us.
Sure.
So you get to keep your resources, but then you have to pay them back later. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But you want them, you're like, fine, go, but give me all your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's put that out there. Okay. So state your case. Agree to the terms. So if Charlotte wins, you won't interfere with the seed. Basically, like beginning the process of like you'll let them go. You get to keep your stuff, but it'll negatively impact you because the organization that you're built up around you will start to like come apart if she wins
I'll
completely.
lose. I guess mechanically, I'll lose my 2 dice of affiliation. I'll probably lose like a point of resources.
Yeah,
or
we can
something
talk
like
about the
that?
mechanics, but essentially, like part of your support network will leave. Now, it won't happen right away, but sort of by the end of this arc, or if we do downtime again, then yeah, the Seed of Silver will disband.
Sure. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Fine.
So again, what's interesting here is that you're not agreeing to do anything really. They will agree. Like the Seed agrees that if they win, yeah, and then if you win, then you will be given the opportunity to buy up. You'll have people come to you and be like, "Here, take this business." Okay, cool. All right, let's roll that body of argument.
Okay. Body of argument is
I
what skills am I
feel
allowed?
like this is a big deal.
Probably is. Yeah.
Do you feel like it is?
I think so.
Okay, so it's your will exponent and the skill exponent added together. There's no roll. So it's your will plus either coarse persuasion, interrogation, oratory, persuasion, poisonous platitudes, rhetoric, or stentorious debate.
Okay. It'll be 10 then.
Okay, so Lodovic is 10.
5 and 5.
Okay. And
How did I have it so much higher last time? I don't remember.
I think you rolled really well. Okay, and I don't think I've got like her full skill list, so I'll try to match you as best I can. So let's see, where is Charlotte Vanderberg? There she is. Okay, so I know she has a will of 5, and we'll give her a similar skill. Okay. So we'll put you on even footing. Okay. All right. Do you have any traits? You don't have any traits that affect the duel of wits?
No.
No, she doesn't
None of these.
either. Okay, so let me pick, and then you can think about what you want to do.
Gosh, yeah. Work.
Okay. All right. I am all set.
Okay.
I think the answer is dismiss.
It would be like dismiss, hesitate, dismiss.
Yeah, but that's fine too. Yeah.
Let me just check. Dismiss. All right. I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Choose cards. Cast a spell. Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, I just pray
It's-
until she's done talking.
Is this the part where I go? It's time to do.
Sure.
If you feel that's necessary.
It's card related
It
and
is. It's true.
dueling.
Let me just have one more second just to
Yeah,
check.
of course.
No, I don't want to do that. Do I want to do this one?
So surrounded by the various and sundry merchants of the Seed of Silver, the Mercantile Guild of Carpathia, all these foreign mostly and some local merchants are debating what to do with this falling apart
to
kingdom.
All right, I got it.
You ready? All right, let's
The
flip,
true strats.
let's flip that first one. All right, so you both make a point. So this is just
Yes.
going to be roll and see how it goes. So, would you like to make the point first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first. I'm just gonna think about what points I need to hit to fork in everything on a fork.
Okay. So Charlotte says, our willingness to take a gamble on this country was what gave us impetus to begin this organization. And Mr. Axter, your contribution to the founding of the Seeds of Silver cannot be understated. But we must know when to cut our losses. Certainly, each and every one of us here has had a failed business endeavor. It's no reason to dig in, to bury ourselves with the dead and dying in this place. This kingdom is cursed. And I mean that not only religiously, nor mystically, but financially. There is no gain to be had here unless there is a war, and we're not war profiteers. Are we, Mr. Axter?
Oh. Maybe you're not.
Well, and that's part of it. There's a little bit of shade in there of like, listen, I know why you want to do this. Oh, and for both sides of this argument, the crowd is helping both of you, so you'll both get helping dice. So there's some talk in the crowd of like, yeah, like they're all casting some aspersion on you as being like, there's some rumors of your scary deeds. Like, I already had someone executed for crossing him, and like, yes, I heard it was, and it's like there's a bit of that stuff that we saw in verse with Alessandra, where Alessandra was like, no, don't do the violence. Now people are like, he's going crazy, and crazy is bad for business. We don't need to be part of this. We're not we're not like the mob. We need to go.
Sure. While I understand your hesitance, your skepticism, what you might term pragmatism in this situation, I've never been a man to look the other way when there are opportunities. And the upheaval in this country is exactly that. It's opportunity. There are destabilizations within the noble court. They are. I really wish someone would pick up the phone. There we go.
Yeah, call for you, Mr. Lodwick. You're like, I'm arguing right now. Fuck off.
Yeah. What's I saying? There are those of us who have made this country more than just our businesses. We have what we consider our homes here. And to give up on those sorts of things, I would be willing to take a risk, a bigger risk than I normally would, to sustain that feeling.
Okay.
For those of us who,
Yeah, so you're like, it's about more than that now, and we need to invest in Carpathia.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So we're both gonna roll.
Okay.
And I think you're both pretty evenly matched on this stuff, right? Like, you built her to be kind of a foil to you and have some similar skills.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is she started definitely as a foil, but I have...
You're going off in a different direction.
Well, I've grown a lot in terms of the way I can speak. I'm much, much better than I used to be now. I've opened persuasion. I didn't even start with persuasion.
Right. Yeah.
I now have like a bunch of forks as well. So I'm probably getting to the point of being better at speaking.
Yeah, I'm going to roll. We're going to roll persuasion. I always say persuade because it's not like, there you go, persuasion. I'm going to roll persuasion. I'm going to give her like 3 forks, 1 RP die, and 1 helping die from the crowd. You'll get the same RP die and the helping die from the crowd. So you're probably going to be a little better off than her on this one. So sure. I'll roll for her. She also has two fate, because she hasn't really rolled yet. 2 fate and 1 persona as an NPC. And let's do it. So her point, let's see how she does. Whoa, I got 6 successes.
That's pretty nice.
I'm going to spend that fate while I still have it and roll 2d6. got one more. Okay, so she gets 7 successes
That's
on her first point.
very nice.
Yeah, and now you can do yours.
Okay, rolling persuasion. I am going to fork in. I'm going to fork in court-wise. I'm going to fork in merchant-wise. I'm going to fork in.
So court-wise for which part?
For the part where I was talking about the destabilization within the nobles.
Oh, so you're like, I understand the nobility and they're a part of this? Yeah, I understand. Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, you're talking to merchants. You're talking about the court.
Yep. What did I say? Oh, I'm going to fork oratory.
Yeah, sure.
Crowd. I'm going to fork rhetoric because I'm talking about the meaning behind this.
Yeah, that there's a deeper meaning, and yeah, okay, you're getting people riled up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that might be it. Actually, I haven't had time to get into the numbers or anything.
Okay, so you're adding 4 plus the extra 2, the help and the RP die.
Yep.
Okay, 6 extra dice.
Roll good. How am I doing on Persona?
You got 3.
I'm gonna spend one.
You gonna spend 1? Okay.
Ideal world. How many hit points has she got?
10.
10, same as me. We'll see, because if she makes another point, then I'm out. So,
Yeah, and they happen at the same time. So,
do I test this against nothing, or do I test this
against Ob-Zero? Yeah, because it's a test against something. Okay,
Oh,
that is less good. You got 2 6s. You want to roll them?
yes.
Okay. Okay.
That is
deal 4.
not ideal.
So she has 6 left. Okay.
Wow, 3 successes on 12 dice.
Yeah, that's brutal. Okay, let's flip those second cards. All right, so you make your point, and then she's gonna divide and reduce the point and do all that. And then we're gonna roll.
It's not what I like.
She goes a little on the defensive. You both make your point, and then she gives you space to continue. And I think that the crowd in this part where you're like, you're talking, some of the crowd are like, they're like I have family here, and someone's like, I married a Carpathian man, like we have children, and they're like, this is our home now. This is more than just an investment, and so they're like backing you up on some of that stuff. But it's definitely the minority in the crowd.
Yes. Yeah, and I recognize that, so I changed tack slightly, and I spoke of opportunity, but this was not simple idealism. You know me to be somebody who pursues his ideals. Perhaps we've had disagreements in the past about whether this is more or less important than profit. But I do not see that there is a discrepancy here today. As I said, I have intimate knowledge of the goings-on, the politicking in this country. I have knowledge of the markets. I have the knowledge of new markets, new opportunities coming in. I've placed myself incredibly well to weather this storm, however it goes down. There are people I know who will be creating new and exciting markets within this. Why, just the other day, I signed on an individual of incredible vision in terms of new products, uniquely designed to help us I don't want to say that. Do well in this, so I just like totally
maximize your integers.
Yeah, it's just business speak, and I've kind of run out of business speaks.
Yeah. So she says, Mr. Axter, we're all very well aware of the acquisitions that you've been making, the new friends you've made here in Carpathia. You've missed several important meetings about that very topic, in fact. And if we intended to stay in Carpathia, your membership in the Seeds of Silver would be up for discussion. But thankfully, for your dignity's sake, perhaps it's best that the seeds dissolve altogether. You're welcome to stay, but if any of us here wish to bring our money with us, it would be prudent to steer clear of your business endeavors. You're welcome to remain behind, but I believe that the collected assembly understands the smart and prudent thing to do here is to return home. This experiment has failed.
Prudence, prudence, prudence.
All right, so let's roll. So I have to make a pool of dice, and then decide how I'm gonna do it before. What's your total pool that you're rolling?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus RP plus helping, 13.
Okay, all right.
I think I hit all the points for things I want.
Yeah, I mean, can you read the forks so we can know what you're adding in?
Yeah, sure. 5, commodities wise, court wise again. Falsehood, because I have no idea how this is going to go, and I'm making it sound like I absolutely do.
Sure, yeah.
Oratory,
Yep.
merchant wise.
Yep.
Rhetoric, supply wise, because I talked about that specifically. So that's 7. 7 on 5, plus 1 plus 2. Oh, okay, 14.
Yeah, 14. Yep. Okay. All right. So she's got 12. So you I'm gonna write down the divide because I gotta decide that beforehand, but I don't have to tell you what it is. So let's see, chat, you can see, so I'm accountable. I'll put it right here.
The only way this goes well for me is if I get 6 plus however many she defends, which is just not going to happen.
Okay. Yeah, 12. Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay. Persuade. Modifiers. It's 9. YOLO. Arthur point.
You're gonna spend that persona?
Yep. I either win this turn or I do not. That's it.
Okay. Wow! There you go. Get that double digit successes. So you've got 1,
Holy
2, 3. You got
Jesus
four
Christ.
sixes. You want to roll those?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Get some insurance.
13.
Okay. All right. So she's gonna roll to reduce your 13 successes. She's
You
rolling.
go get 7 or more.
She's rolling 9
Wait.
dice. And then she's still got. I'm gonna throw her persona in here to make her roll 10.
Yep. Seems fair.
This is the part where Ludwig's newly acquired rifleman just busted in the room and shoot.
Well, they don't. No, they're not his riflemen. They're his rifles.
I mean, I know, but
Okay, and then we'll roll those 2 dice, and then she's out of Artha.
Even if you succeed, I still reduce you.
Yeah, she still gets to make her point. Okay,
No, she doesn't.
she
If
does.
it ends, it ends.
No, remember we talked
that
about this after
before.
the last time.
He has attack points.
Yeah, she still has 3 dice to attack with.
'Cause the Miro
we talked about this last
Ludwig
time.
is
The
wrong.
smallest amount of time is it's an entire volley, so she does still get to make the attack.
Okay.
So she's still got 3 dice. So you reduce her to
she's
negative
-2.
2. Okay. And then
Wait, so 13 minus 5. Yeah, 8 on her.
Okay.
6 is -2.
Okay, so her point comes up with 1 success, bringing you down to 2.
Oh, nice. I thought she was going to 0 me as well. But
I thought so too, yeah. But no, you still have some points. It is over. But you're very badly damaged. So we got to talk about. Do you do anything in the two heartbeats or whatever? Like she hesitates. She like.
yes,
The crowd is like, shouting at each other. It's gone back to the beginning of the scene where they're all just like, "Shut up, you stupid! You're a Carpathian. You don't know anything." And like, he's a criminal and like all this stuff. And like, we're a legal like organization, and it's all like ramaging. And she looks at you like she's not angry, but she's surprised. She looks at you like, "Huh? I did not know you had it in you. I thought that I could just take you apart."
Yeah, he does that thing that I was saying. It's like prudence, prudence, prudence. It is this hesitance, this weakness, this unwillingness to take risks, to act when there are both yourselves and the poor people of this country who you have a responsibility as someone with means to be helping. I will do what needs to be done. Whether you do me or I do it for you.
And what's interesting about that bit is that nobody hears or cares the part where you're like, we have to do this for the poor people. Like nobody's hearing that. They just sense that you win the argument. And some of them are like looking at you like, maybe I can make some money off this guy before we leave. So let's talk about this. So do you leave the room? Like, do you exit stage left or like, because you can just leave her holding the meeting here and just be like, I'm out, and flap your cape and fuck off. And then we'll talk as players about what the follow-up is. Or do you stay and like see the meeting through? Or do you seize control of it?
I need to stay because with them leaving, I'm the leader of this now.
And that we'll talk about that, right? Because yeah, like it kind of the two splinter groups have been the Vanderbergs and the Axters, right? Like who's on which side. And yours has been all along been kind of the like, we have to do this for good reason and all the stuff we do has to have a purpose and we're in Carpathia for like, and she's just like, no, we're just here to make money and make smart decisions. So yeah, if you want to make an oratory roll to like seize control of the meeting, you can.
Yes.
Okay. Because that sounds kind of like what you're already doing. So let's have you do that. Let's say Ob 3 oratory test.
Okay. I'm going to fork in merchandise. I'm going to fork in rhetoric. I'm going to fork in persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
And can I fork in bureaucracy because I know the way to properly get, like, even if there are people who are sticklers for the way this is supposed to be done on side, so that it looks like I'm legitimately taking hold of the meeting, or is that a push?
It's a bit of a stretch, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll fork in 3 on 2 dice.
Okay.
Come on, yes, I'm gonna roll. Those
Right.
3 sixes as well.
Okay. So yeah, you're like, here's what we got to do. And you like grab control of the meeting. Charlotte and her little like inner circle of toadies are fine, fuck this. And they leave. So
He's like, yes, you're welcome to leave if you need to, but know that I will be here. I will be continuing to put my faith in this country and the people who are remaining with us, who are brave enough and good enough to see this through to the end.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I will remain here to take your questions on how best to.
Right. President Lodovic
Give me
is
your
here
shit.
for you. So let's talk about this. So you lost all but a few of your points. You owe your adversary a major compromise. Either grant a major concession regarding your own goal or agree to an additional related condition of considerable weight. Granting a major compromise should feel like losing. So like just barely, not totally losing.
Sure.
So I mean, I think obviously like the seed of silver as it stands is done. Like I think they dissolve.
Yes.
my suggestion, I'm going to offer and we can talk about this. So what I think is you don't lose resources, but you are taxed. So like you take a two die like tax hit as most of your friends bail out. The seed is dissolved, so you'll lose your affiliation there. But there remain some merchants who stick with you, who you can. Some of them will sell you their stuff and give you opportunities for there. Like a bunch of them are like, we're gonna leave, but also like Lodovic, give us a bunch of money and you can have our businesses. We don't want to. Like Charlotte doesn't get that. But the seed still dissolves. You still have some business that you can do here. There's some people here, and you seize whatever's left, and then you can roll like to affiliate yourself with this new group. You can build a new guild out of the remnants, but for the time being, you are taxed by a couple of points.
Okay, and you want that to be a tax that bypasses funds.
Yes. Yeah. It's like a tax on your specific personal resource. Because this isn't money leaving. This is connections. When you're like, because this is a big thing that Lodovic relies on, right? Like, oh, I know somebody. But in this case, when that comes up to represent the tax, it's like, I know somebody, but shit, they moved. They left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I absolutely want to have at least one, but maybe multiple like follow-up scenes on this. Charlotte is going to be leaving. Her plan is to leave. You could try to convince her to personally stay, but part of this is that her as a person she's gonna bail out. They're gonna leave town.
Yeah. That seems like a fine compromise. I'll have to. I think it's administration. I'll have to make rolls on to fix my tax, won't I?
You'll need to have time to like get a job, basically. You won't be able to fix tax during regular play. It's fixed during like downtime.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah. Okay, let me go over to my conditions, my Duel of Wits conditions page, and we'll add a new one. This is 30.2, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so Charlotte. Well, first of all, the Seed of Silver will disband, but those who remain will be available to Lodovic to buy out. I guess I should here. I'll scroll down so I can see this. Or include in a new endeavor. And the mechanical results of this are the tax.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Feels bad. That's like a normal person number 5.
Yeah. So like, yeah, you watch.
Oh no.
You win, but at a great cost. And you win in the way that a wasp stinging someone wins. You protect the hive, but you're gonna lose a serious price for that victory. And they leave and they storm out, and you are left with this group. So if you want to, this is where you can make like resource tests to buy a new affiliation, but that original affiliation with the Seeds of Silver no longer applies because it's 31. That's right.
Yes,
Thank
I
you,
need to
Elamus.
to make the affiliation.
Yeah, so that's something you can plan to do. Okay. All right. So while all of that is happening, let's check in with Joy. So for everyone else in the group, I was like, I know a thing that I can start with. I know like a scene that I can do. I have one for Agatha. But Joy, you are, as we discussed last time, you're more self-directed than the rest of the group might be. Where do we find Joy?
Outside the Black Veil, I think.
Okay.
For the first time in the last 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where I think like these last 3 months have been like almost mindless joy. You know what I mean? Like one of those things where it's like she's just trying to like sustain herself and learn how to do that stuff right now. And now she's like, okay, I got to see Emilio. I got to talk to Truth. Like this is the place where those people are. You know what I mean? And like, I guess I'm okay to go there now. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Is sort of like her feeling, you know? She
Okay.
didn't want to like walk in there and murder someone. Was not the plan? You know what I mean?
So we see you outside. What are you? How are you dressed? Do we see you just like?
So Joy has adopted what I would call like the peasant rag look.
Mhm.
I think a lot more. There's like a very simple cloak going on, like wrapped around her shoulders and like hood up. And sort of like whatever she's been able to like get her hands on. She's not wearing anything that would like symbolize House Larix or any of the stuff from like, because that got all like ripped up and like stabbed, right?
Yeah. The front of it is all covered in blood, and then there's like river filth, and
Yeah, it's just like it's not good. She's got like surf chic, exactly.
right, derelict, looking good.
Yeah, looking good.
Mhm.
So yeah, and she's of course been disguising herself in the way that is like not dead, like trying to not be dead,
Yeah.
or not look dead. Do you want me to roll something?
Yeah,
for
let's see how your disguise holds up.
Yeah.
So let me look at the disguise skill.
So the way that it works is like to disguise your gender is ob 1,
Mhm.
but I'm just wondering what disguising being dead would be. There's like
Sure.
disguising.
I mean,
disguising
you're already very. We
disguising-
talked about you being ashen already, so that helps.
Yeah.
I think for now, to keep yourself disguised from like people realizing that you're dead, is just ob 1.
Ob 1.
It's mostly like makeup, and it depends on whether you've feasted on the flesh
On
of men
flesh
recently.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think it's just ob 1 for now.
Okay. So I'll just roll a disguise check then.
Mhm.
For that, because I like getting tests anyway.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's important.
And there you go. I succeed on my routine disguise test. Just fucking succeed.
Why do you still have a wound?
Do I still have a wound? Did I
There's a
not?
wound
I haven't.
die on it.
I haven't like taken it off the sheet yet.
So you'd roll one more die.
But it doesn't matter.
It's fine.
I mean, it doesn't matter, but like,
Okay.
How do I get rid of this thing? It's not going away when I click it.
Oh, there's another
Oh, I
box
see.
you
I
can
see.
click, like a
Okay, I
blank.
got it. It was just invisible.
Yep.
Um,
Okay, so you're outside. You can see there's the light from the cracks in the door and from the window passing through the pile of snow that's sort of collected at the bottom of the window. And from inside, you can hear the sound of a lute being played quite well.
quite well.
Yeah, there's lute music and conversation, the clinking of glass, again, all muted through the snow and the wall,
Yeah.
and the sound of the wind blowing around you.
So I think I go inside. After bracing myself a moment, go inside where it's warmer with all these people around.
Okay.
And look for. I'm gonna keep my eye out. Obviously, I know Emilio's here. If there's a lute playing, like it's
Yeah,
gotta
so
be
you
Emilio,
you
right?
step into the hazy interior of we get the establishing shot of the Black Veil. It hasn't changed much in the last 3 months. Less nobles though. Far fewer nobles here than there usually would be. Instead, you see the crowd has turned a bit like rough.
Rowdy.
Like less rowdy, more like criminals, right? Like you see more like prison tattoos, more hard looks, less the kind of like rich people coming to get fucked up, and more people who have the hardened look of someone who does dark deeds at night.
Do we have like a couple of the same extras from like Lodvig's house, like the
definitely
the, like guards, like in this
Yeah.
scene?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the I would say the ethnic makeup has shifted northwards somewhat.
It's a very Magus land.
There are more of those folk here than you might expect. And then up on stage, you see in the midst of a performance, you see Emilio. Emilio has grown himself a mustache in the 3 months since. It's long and waxed and like curls at the ends. And so he's playing his lute, and and there's the smell of smoke and bodies cramped into a small place on a warm night, and and so you walk in and you see a servant, one of the serving girls, like approaching you, like coming towards you.
Hmm. And I think I wait for her to like, engage with me as you do with like new people coming in, and then ask her like,
So
Miss
she approaches and she starts in with the like take your cloak. She like reaches out a hand.
No, no, no. I'll keep it. But is Truth here?
And she looks at you, and you're not disguised as not Joy.
I'm not disguised as not me. I'm just
Yeah.
disguised as not dead.
Yeah. Okay. And you have a 1 die reputation for being a corpse.
With the nobles mostly.
Oh yeah, and it's just with them. Okay. Let's see if she recognizes you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she gives you a look like you're familiar, but maybe she can't place it.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, yes. Do you have an appointment?
No appointment, but I need to talk to him. It's fairly important.
Please. And she gestures to the bar, because most of the tables are taken up. She says, have a seat. I'll let him know your name.
Tahira.
And she nods, and she says, just a moment. And she heads off towards the back.
And I take a seat at the bar and like wait.
Okay. Yeah, you sit at the bar. One of the like bar servants, like the bartender, whatever, comes up to you, and she says, "What can I get you?"
I'm just waiting for Truth. I don't have any money.
And yeah, immediately she just scowls and like turns away from you. Like,
yeah,
"Oh,
like
fine,
I'm
fuck off."
not
Then.
gonna. I can't buy anything. I got nothing. So, I already failed my resources test for this past month anyway.
Like I
so
can't pay for
I
drinks.
cannot buy a thing.
Yeah. Okay, so you sit there a moment and listen to the ambient sounds of the Black Veil.
And I'm like specifically keeping my look away from where Emilio is.
You have
'cause
your back to him, and
Yeah, I don't want him to like see me right now. It's one of those things where it's like I'll talk to him after I've spoken to Truth if I can. And he's performing anyway, so I'm not gonna like interrupt.
yeah, if he sees you, it'll interrupt him. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
trying to say,
Well,
make
exactly.
an inconspicuous roll. Let's see if he notices you, because you're trying to do a thing that you might fail
All right.
at.
All right, I'm okay with it. I'm done.
Leo, the hateful ludist,
I
doesn't
mean-
have observation, because no one does. Well, you're not trying to fuck him over, so he doesn't get to
I
roll
have
getting fucked over
observation.
wise.
Of
Yeah.
all the people in this game, I'm observant. All right.
My
Do you-
bodyguard had
do you want me?
observation.
Do you want me to roll or do you want?
I'll roll to set the ob, right?
Cool.
So he's only using perception, so he essentially gets 1 success. So if you can get 2
Yeah, I need a-
successes, he
I
doesn't
need a
notice you.
one. Yeah.
I think give yourself 2 extra advantage dice, because the situation
dead.
here is no, because you have like you're kind of far away. He's preoccupied. Yeah,
All right.
it's pretty likely that you're going to succeed, but there's a chance.
Yeah.
No problem.
I got it. No problem.
Okay, so he doesn't notice you. He just goes on playing his song. And yeah. And so let's see if you can circles up Joy.
Yeah,
Truth.
I'll roll for Truth. What's my ob here, Adam? I think I've circled them before.
Yep, you get the extra die, so it's right place, right time. But he's a busy man. Let's call it ob 2.
Ob 2. Okay. This is the last one, and before he becomes a relationship. for
Because he's
me.
not nobody. So you make this one. Once you made this roll, he becomes a relationship, or it's this and one more.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
and
just
I-
this one. Nice.
This one, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Boom.
Nice. Okay, so truth is a relationship now, so you don't have to roll to like find him.
By the way, I now have 5 circles as well.
Nice. Joy putting in work. So, and you succeed. So, yeah, you hear in the differentiation from the crowd. There's not a lot of footsteps, but you hear the footfalls of a tall and heavy man walking towards you. His and then yeah, there's a pause, and then you hear him say, "Tahira."
I need to speak with you privately, if possible.
Did you turn around?
Yeah, of course. like turn around, like look over my shoulder a little bit and like turn around, look at him, meet his eyes. So like I need to speak with you if possible. It's important. Privately.
And he raises an eyebrow. I didn't expect to see you again.
I didn't expect to see me again, but here I am.
You've been gone for a very long time. Ekaterina was disappointed by your absence. You have some nerve coming back here.
Yes, well, it couldn't really be helped. I'll tell you the story, but I don't want to tell it here.
This is not a house of charity, Tahira. But you can make a persuade roll to convince him.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be like,
okay.
I'm gonna be like, it's not a matter of charity; it's a matter of importance.
Yeah, like I'm not here to suckle at Ekaterina's teat. I need to give you something. Like,
and I need your attention, not hers. I don't care about
his will is 4.
Okay. Let me see here.
I think his curiosity is outweighed by the fact that Ekaterina's pissed at you in the like low grade way that, you know, she's pissed about someone she doesn't really care that much about. She's angry at you in the way that she's angry at like a cockroach, but
that's fine. So persuade, and I'm gonna fork in. I can't fork in falsehood because I didn't lie.
That's true.
But can I? No, I also can't fork in ugly truth because I didn't say anything that was particularly pertinent to that. So, slavery-wise?
It's not really about slavery.
No,
if you had slave-wise or former slave-wise, I guess, because neither of you.
God, this is the most useless skill in the whole world.
You know about slavery, yeah. It's not that useless, but it's certainly more niche than like noble-wise or peasant-wise. I mean, Dave, how's pirate-wise working for you?
I was about to say.
How about this then? As part of my persuade, like the dialogue that I'm saying, let's just add a little like, if you don't listen to me, you're gonna miss out on something very, very interesting. And then call it ugly truth as well.
I mean that's like it's certainly tempting, but I don't know that it's like ugly truth in the same way that, like...
How about this then? Instead of that, rewind that.
Sure, that's fine.
Put forth instead, I have a good explanation for all of this, and then fork falsehood.
Right. Okay.
How's that?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So you said 4?
Yes, I'll fork as well.
Okay, here it goes. I did not get it at all.
So he says to you, out of respect for our what?
Oh, you don't have any 6s.
No 6s. Yeah.
No,
of course it's elf rolling d6s. None of them will ever come up 6. That's how it goes.
No.
He's unconvinced, right? He's just like, okay, I've dealt with bullshit nobodies flaking on work and then coming back after they realize whatever they flaked on us for didn't work out. And he says to you, out of respect for our shared heritage, I'll give you another moment of my time here, now. And then I suggest that you leave the Black Veil and do not return.
Okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do to convince them? Okay.
Pull down that face mask.
Yeah, so
you don't look like a scary zombie. You just look...
I think what I'm going to do is I am going to, like, I think to impart a certain level of my desperation in this, you know, like, I need your advice kind of thing. I'm going to, like, not grab him, but, like, grab his clothes, you know what I mean? Or, like, touch him, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When you do, you grab me. It gives you a look like, okay, I'm gonna allow you to do this because you're a non-threat, but like he's very aware of you violating his personal space.
Oh, of course. And I'm going to continue with like, this is not about business. This is not about work. This is not about anything that I have to do with Ekaterina or anything that happened in the past. And I'm sorry that I haven't been around, but this is about our shared heritage, as you put it, and some things you might know that might help me, not some things that might help me right now.
Right. Okay. So this is like you are taking a different tack on it.
This is me going for the ugly truth.
You can't persuade him.
No, but this is me going for the ugly truth with like, this isn't about work. This is about me.
Well, the ugliness of the truth here is that you're admitting you need him. That it's like, I'm not back to get something, like please, basically help.
Yeah, exactly. It's imploring.
Yeah. Okay. And if you fail, he's not going to care. He's going to be like, great, we're both Stygians. Go die in a gutter. I don't need you. I don't care if you need my help. For now.
Probably, yeah.
But if you succeed, then yeah, it'll work. He'll be like, we should look out for one another, like that. Okay, yeah.
Right.
And this is an ugly truth about... It's not about, like, friends, because you're not friends. It's ugly truth about, like, your countrymen, or whatever. An ugly truth about your ethnicity. So let me take a look. It's not like a complicated political situation.
It's an ugly truth about me being fucking dead.
He doesn't know that yet, but yes, it's this right now.
I'm
You're
not
like,
gonna reveal. I'm not gonna reveal that here in the fucking.
Well, exactly.
comment.
You'd be like, "Come on, truth, I died," and that's the time where everyone in the room is silent and they all just look.
The
like,
loot like skips a
Boing.
string. Yeah, exactly. Fucking.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I think this counts as like ugly truth about like family, essentially, in a like a weird way. I think it's up to. I think that's reasonable.
Sure.
And if you succeed, what is it? What does he do? Because he's already said we're letting him roll that he's not. You can't get like a private meeting with him, but.
I need him to give me some of his time. Like that's
okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So
like,
if you succeed,
like what I want from him is that we talk. So
yeah, if you succeed, he will tell you somewhere. He'll tell you somewhere else and somewhen else you can meet away from.
And that's fine. That's also acceptable.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. So Ob2, I haven't yet told him about what this actually is about. I'm just rambling about how it's like to do with our shared heritage and how you might know something about it. So is that a falsehood or is that not?
No, because that's true. You are coming to him because he's a Stygian. But you can fork persuade even if you've already failed.
Okay.
On the
I just didn't know if I could because I'd failed on it, sort of thing. So I'll fork persuade and then we'll hope for a fucking success here. Let's go. Yes.
Oh Jesus.
Yes.
Big guns.
I think there's something in her eyes, right? Like there's like a fucking desperation in this statement, like grabbing onto his clothes like this.
Okay. So he reaches up with his like enormous hands and he closes his hands around your wrists and he squeezes just hard enough to remind you that he could break both your arms if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And like takes your hands off of him and lets go. And he says, "There's no reason for you to panic. But as I see this is something serious."
Deadly serious.
"I know a place. And when I am done here at the Vale, I will meet you there." And he gives you like an address. And he says, "We can discuss our blood. But for now, I have work to do. And you need to go."
Can I not stay and wait for Emilio to be done?
He shakes his head. "I don't think it would be a positive interaction for either of you. It's my job to look out for Ekaterina's investments." And he like looks pointedly at Emilio.
Has he said anything about me?
"Time to go, Tahira." And he's like got his hand on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And like just him placing his hand on your shoulder, like being manhandled by truth is a very serious matter. And just his hand on your shoulder has this like
there's weight to it.
This gravity of like you can feel him like pushing you into the floor. Like it feels like if he put both hands on you, he could just shove you into the earth forever. Like, and so he just puts his hand on your shoulder, like, "Time to go."
Fine, I'll go.
Okay. And he doesn't trust you to go on your own, so he turns the hand into like we're both walking to the door.
Yeah, like the arm sort of thing.
Yeah, and he walks you over to the door and opens it, and says, "Wait for me there. I should be done by the time the sun comes up."
I've got nothing but time.
And he closes the door, and you're outside again.
And my like next step is to go and wait for him. Basically.
Yeah, so you're just gonna scope that place out. Okay.
I have nothing else to do. I need to see where this is and like what it is.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So let's grab our break there, and when we come back to Joy, come back to Tahira, you can if there's any preparation you want to do for that, then we can do that as a run into that scene.
Cool.
All right. When we get back, Agatha, the burned girl, and a very damaged Sister Sufferance as our story continues. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.